This British boxer showed a disrespectful attitude toward his opponents.
You going down in the 8th round, you know, the lucky number for the Chinese. You are going down in the 8th round.
He considered himself a dangerous puncher.
I'm physically gonna come there and take it off you. Do you know what that means?
But one day, he deeply regretted his actions. February 18, 2012. Munich Olympiahalle. This was not just a WBC heavyweight title defense. It was a story where boxing mixed with provocation, scandal, disrespect, and then with cold, brutal punishment in the ring. On one side stood Vitali Klitschko. At the time, he was 40 years old. He was no longer just a champion, but a symbol of an era. Tall, awkward, extremely durable, disciplined, with a reputation as a fighter who breaks opponents not only physically, but psychologically. He entered the fight with a record of 43 wins, 2 losses, 40 knockouts. He was the reigning WBC champion and was making the 8th defense of his title during that championship run. His younger brother Vladimir simultaneously held the other major belts in the division, and together the Klitschko brothers effectively controlled the heavyweight division. On the other side was Derek Chisora, known at the time as a tough, stubborn, physically strong, and very awkward British challenger. But even more, he was known as someone who could turn any fight into chaos. He entered the bout with a record of 15 wins and 2 losses, was a former British and Commonwealth champion, and although he had already lost to Tyson Fury and Robert Helenius, many considered the defeat to Helenius highly controversial. For Chisora, this was a chance to change his career in one night. There is also an important detail. The path to this fight was complicated even before the contract with Vitali was signed. Originally, Chisora was supposed to fight Vladimir Klitschko, but that bout fell through twice due to injuries and scheduling changes. After that, Chisora fought Fury and Helenius, lost both, but still remained visible enough and controversial enough to earn a shot at the older Klitschko. So he entered the fight not as a flawless contender, but as someone who had already experienced both defeat and controversy. Before the fight, Chisora behaved as aggressively as possible. He promised an upset, talked loudly, provoked constantly, and tried to disrupt Klitschko psychologically. But the real scandal erupted at the weigh-in. During the stare-down, Chisora slapped Vitali across the face with an open hand. This was not a joke or typical trash talk theater. It was a public slap to the champion. Vitali did not respond immediately, but calmly made it clear the answer would come in the ring. After that, the WBC fined Chisora for unsportsmanlike conduct. But even that was not enough for him. On fight day, there was another dispute over hand wrapping, which delayed the main event by about 20 minutes. And when the tension was already at its peak, Chisora escalated things further by spitting water in Vladimir Klitschko's face just before the introductions. In the span of a single day, he had slapped the champion, created controversy around the rules, and openly disrespected the champion's brother. By the time the bell was about to ring, the atmosphere was no longer just hostile, it was toxic. Round 1. The opening of the fight immediately showed the key difference between them. Chisora came out highly charged, intent on applying pressure, closing the distance, and forcing Klitschko to fight not at range, but in uncomfortable close quarters. But from the very first seconds, Klitschko did exactly what a champion should do: calm, composed, controlling distance, using his footwork, the jab, and straight punches on the counter. Chisora tried to push the pace, but already in the first round it was clear that to land clean on Vitali, he would have to get through reach, precision, and experience. The first round goes to Klitschko. Round 2. In the second round, Chisora continued doing what later earned him respect even in defeat. He did not break mentally, did not wait, and did not abandon the pressure. He kept moving forward, using head movement, trying to get inside Klitschko's long reach, targeting the body, and attempting to make the fight messy. But Vitali still controlled the picture. He did not panic, did not engage in a brawl, and simply met the challenger with straight punches while controlling space. A close round, but due to cleaner work and control, again Klitschko.
Там какая-то болельщица с флагами в руках. Посмотрите, неистовствует просто. Удар пока еще не ложится в цель.
Он избрал такую технику или тактику Чисора.
Подойти на ближнюю дистанцию и либо боковым.
Round 3. The third round exposed Chisora's main problem in this fight. He was aggressive, brave, and fully committed, but against a champion like this, aggression alone was not enough. Vitali was already reading his rhythm. When Chisora closed the distance, Klitschko either stepped back half a step or met him with a right hand. At this point, the fight looked exactly as bookmakers and analysts had predicted before it began. The challenger is trying, but the champion is taking the rounds through discipline. Round 4. One of the key rounds of the entire fight. After this stretch, Vitali later said that from the fourth round onward he was essentially fighting with only his right hand due to a left hand injury. This is a very important detail for understanding the bout. From that point on, he was not just outboxing Chisora, he was doing it in less than ideal physical condition. Even so, the round itself did not look like a disaster for the champion. He still controlled the action with precision and experience, but it became clear that the fight was turning more physical and demanding than expected for what was supposed to be a routine title defense. Round 5. The fifth round was classic Vitali Klitschko at work. No unnecessary movement, no emotional exchanges, no rush to punish every provocation. Instead, a cold and calculated breakdown. Chisora kept pressing forward, but Klitschko punished him with straight counters, especially the right hand. It would be wrong to say Chisora looked helpless. He was fighting, enduring, and trying to respond. But the champion was now clearly building his advantage round by round.
и каждый раз... А вот здесь смазанный удар был такой.
Round 6. In the 6th round, Chisora remained dangerous mainly through his pressure. His plan was clear. Prevent Klitschko from working at a comfortable pace, tie up the action at times, attack the body, and catch the head with hooks at close range. And he did have moments. But the problem was that Vitali looked like the fighter who understood the fight better almost the entire time. He knew when to step back, when to throw a single sharp punch, and when to shut down his opponent's attempts to build combinations. Another championship round for him. Round 7. The 7th round is very important for the story of this fight, because this is where it becomes clear. Chisora did not come just to make noise. He was truly ready to go the full distance and forced Vitali to work. But at the same time, something else became even clearer. Chisora was not breaking Klitschko's system. He was not taking control. He was not forcing the champion to abandon his style. Yes, the fight was intense. Yes, the challenger was relentless. But the champion was still ahead in almost everything that mattered: clean shots, distance, composure, and control of the pace. Round 8. This is one of Chisora's best moments in the entire fight. The 8th round was widely considered one of his strongest. He managed to get inside, worked more actively to the body and head, forced Klitschko to move back, and created the feeling that the challenger was fully in the fight. This was the stretch where it became clear. Chisora was not just surviving, he was making it hard. But it is important not to overstate it. This was a good round for the challenger, not a turning point in the fight. Many gave Chisora one of his few clear rounds here. Round 9. After a strong 8th round, it was critical for Chisora to build momentum. But this is exactly what separates champions like Vitali from everyone else. They know how to shut down an opponent's surge. In the 9th round, Klitschko regained control. Not necessarily in a flashy way, not through explosive combinations, but through structure, through distance, through the right hand, through understanding exactly when to stop the challenger's attack. And this is probably one of the clearest answers to how Klitschko dealt with Chisora, not with emotion, but by removing any real hope of a turnaround. Round 10. The 10th round already looked like a stretch where Chisora needed something big. A knockdown, a powerful surge, or a serious breakdown in the champion's rhythm. But Klitschko gave him no such chance. He continued to work with discipline, meeting the challenger and refusing to let the fight turn chaotic. Chisora remained brave and durable, but it was becoming clear that he did not have enough rounds to win on the scorecards. The champion had already secured too much of the early and middle stages of the fight. Round 11. The 11th round was no longer just about technique. It was about character. Chisora did not fall apart, did not quit, did not stop. And because of that, some even said after the fight that he gave Vitali one of his toughest bouts in a long time. But the problem for Derek was different. Courage does not equal victory. In this round, Klitschko once again did what he had been doing all night. imposing a fight where the challenger had to spend more energy than he was getting back in return. Another round that logically goes to the champion. Round 12. The final round was revealing for both fighters. Chisora pushed forward, knowing that being passive would not save him. He tried to finish strong, applying pressure and working effectively again, and the 12th is often considered one of his better rounds in the fight. But it no longer changed the overall picture. Vitali held his ground, responded, did not surrender control, and took the fight to the final bell. It was a hard, intense, and emotional fight, but not one where the outcome was ever truly in doubt. After 12 rounds, the judges awarded victory to Vitali Klitschko by unanimous decision, 118 to 110, 118 to 110, and 119 to 111. That meant Klitschko won convincingly on the official scorecards. Yes, Chisora fought bravely. Yes, he made the champion work. Yes, he showed toughness and character. But the championship level in this fight still belonged to Vitali. He did not knock Chisora out, but he did something that can be even more painful than a knockout. He made a loud provocateur lose widely, in front of the entire world, after everything he had done.